Okay, all right. I have been looking for a short mast antenna for my truck for quite some time, and I don't know if focusing would even. No, it's just gonna put you right on the fender, and I can't tilt it back any farther than what the tripod will allow, unfortunately. However, if I pick it up just enough, and you can see it, it's pretty damn long. Well, so I went looking, been looking online, couldn't find anything. Went to a local parts store, they didn't have it, so I went to another one. They had one, and I'm assuming that you guys can see me from here. It would have been about yay tall. Well, unfortunately, I had this one already loose, being there. I tried to fit it and it didn't work. I unscrew this and bring this over here. Well, you can, but you can't see it too well. But anyway, so it screws, this one would screw onto the actual base. Okay? Well, the one they had was one that, it would screw onto a base, but unfortunately the depth of the threads on that particular antenna wouldn't allow it. However, if I were to have bought it and had like a belt sander or a bench grinder or something like that, I could have grinded the end down and it would have screwed on fine. But I didn't want to risk that. So I went and I bought this one here. And this one's, much taller than that one, but way shorter than the other one I had. So let's say in the package, end to end, right here is where the new one would stop. But look how much farther. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give it a shot. I gotta get into the package first. It's some name brand I've never heard of called Raptor. Raptor Installation Accessories, and of course the place of origin is China, like everything else in the United States. Damn near. Is anything made in the United States anymore? My truck, for example, is U.S., Canadian, Mexico. That's as much as I know. I haven't seen anything from China or anything like that. But Canadian, Mexico, the U.S. But the subject isn't about the truck at the moment. It's about this damn antenna. So let's see if I can find. I had a pair of scissors that I had bought specifically for out here, and I don't know what I've done with them. And it ain't because I've not looked, and it's not because I've not cleaned up and whatnot. It's just shit gets misplaced, I guess. So we're gonna cut this bad boy open. Sorry you can't see me. At least you can hear me. Now in the past, I've had one similar to this, and it rusted all to hell. Which this one will probably end up doing the same shit. But it gives you all kinds of adapters that can work for various applications. If you have, the screw-on type, or you wanted it a little bit taller, you could have it that way. But right now we're just after the mast itself. I'm gonna get this cheesy sticker out and put on it off. And it would have been cool, man, because that little one that I picked up to begin with was black. And I'd rather have had black, but chrome or chrome plated will work just as well. And there it is. Now let's see if I can find the wrench of choice to tighten it up with. Thinking that it's maybe an 8. Maybe. Or better yet, a 10. I've got a 10 up here somewhere. 11, 10. Oh wow, it's smaller than that. So let's see, I picked up an 8 to begin with. We're talking 9. Unless it's standard. We just get it snug again, got to wrench it down real tight. But these are all the little doodads that came with it as far as the adjustability. So we're gonna focus. There you go. That's the best I can do. But yeah, I'm gonna hold on to these, put them somewhere. That's a good box to put them in right there. Now, unfortunately, it didn't fix the, to me, I'm gonna take you guys off the tripod now. To me, it did not fix how it looks like it's sticking out, like to the right. And I think I know what the problem is, but I'm not 100% sure. See, when this fender was put on, the mast itself, obviously this mast or the base is connected to the wire that goes to the back of the radio. And I think the only way to change it is to unplug it from the back of the radio and pull the cable all the way out and do it. I'm not 100% sure because the one that was already on the fender had been cut. And I didn't really pay any mind, and I threw the other one away. But I think this mast for this fender that's supposed to be on this fender is actually a little bit taller, like right in here. So it would come up a little bit more. And it would change the pitch because this is cut at an angle, so it would change the pitch of this, which would actually straighten it back up. But I mean, what the fuck? What can you do? It was either have the antenna or not, and I chose to have it. So there it is, much shorter than stock, and it looks a lot better. However, the downside to it, other than possibly rusting, is going to be the fact that you're not going to get as good reception as you would with the stock one, because the stock one, the way it's made, now I have heard some people on certain GM forums taking these. Right here now we've got them. We've got them, up close and personal. We can put them side by side. And there's the bottom, there's the end of the new one, and there's the end to that one. You know, so we've shaved off quite a bit of height. But if you look here, how it's got that like that ribbon style twirl look to it. Well, that's actually, I think that's actually a wire that's coated, like painted onto the antenna itself. Not like painted as in stuck on, painted as in covering. And I think it's supposed to help, you know, with reception and whatnot. But I've heard some of the guys will take these stock ones, pick it up and put it down, pick it up and put it down. They'll take the stock ones, right? And you know how you see how it's like really narrow at the top, and then as you go down, it gets slightly wider. Well, what I've heard is that they will take the little ball and they'll just chop it off. Keep it, but don't, you know, try to put it back on yet. And they'll come down to however far they want and lop off however much they don't need anymore, and grind somehow or another, put the little ball in a vise or something like that, and they'll grind the hole bigger to allow it to be soldered back onto the antenna. Throw a little paint on it and you're done. But that's that, and that's what it's gonna be. It's hot as balls out here, and I'm gonna get right and get this out and finish doing what I got to do in here and go in the house and get myself straight, and wait for the old lady to get home so we can go to find some food. Tomorrow we're going to, well, I need to, I've got to, because it's been postponed now for quite some time. Ask Me This, Answer Me That, episode 2. My old lady had put a question on one of the past videos or whatever, asking about how coral reef is made, and we're gonna find out the answer to that and much more. It'll probably only be maybe 10 questions, maybe, I don't know, but we'll cross that path when we get to it. You guys have a good weekend, and we'll catch you later.